Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining me. Stitching with Sue here. We're going to try this a second time. The first one, I hit the wrong button on my camera and I just hit delete. So it's gone. So, I'll try this again. So welcome if you're brand new. And what I thought I would share with you is you can do editing on your embroidery machine. So if you're brand new here, you have hooked yourself into machine embroidery, and I love doing in the hoop projects. One of my favorites is in the hoop coasters, aka mug rugs. This is a free download. It's brand new from Creative Kiwi. I'm trying to see if I'm doing it straight. From Creative Kiwi's website. I will put the link down below, and I thought it did not come with anything in the center of the star, so I thought, you know what? I can incorporate USA. It just looks so plain. Or those of you that are baseball players, is this what the home plate looks like, or is it a different shape? I don't know. For some reason I was thinking it was the home plate, and if it is, you can get rid of the star and put a baseball in here and put, monogram or someone's name or anything like that. So I thought I would show you if your machine is capable of doing editing. Mine is, and I have, my head is so itchy today. I have a Brother Innovus Essence VE 2300 machine, and it has embroidery and it has embroidery edit. So I'm going to go ahead and hit embroidery edit. Now I have it saved on my USB port, so I'm going to hit that. I'm going to pull up the design. Okay, so here's my design. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to hit set because I want to set that design. And then down here it says add. So I'm going to add. And what I want to add is alphabet. So you can add anything to this. You can add a baseball. You can add, flowers. You can add whatever. I'm going to go with alphabet. So I'm going to choose this. Now these are all the alphabets already loaded in my machine, and that's fabulous. So I think I will go with this one. And now here brings up a screen with your alphabet. Here is uppercase, lowercase, numbers, symbols. You got everything here. So I'm going to add in a U. Now that's rather large. I don't want my USA that large. So down here is large, medium, and small, LMS. I'm going to go for medium. All right, that looks better to me. And S and A. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to set that. So I'm going to hit set. Now all those letters are put together as one group, and all I have to do, I want to move it down a little bit to kind of center it. And let me see, now you could do all kind of fussy centering. I'm eyeballing it, and to me that looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and hit embroidery, and there it is. Now, if you wanted to save this, you could save it to a USB. You could save it to your embroidery machine. If you think you're going to make a whole bunch of them, if you don't mind doing the editing, you don't have to save it at all. So now let's go ahead and do the stitching for it. So close your eyes, and while I move you on over to the embroidery machine hoop. Okay. There we go. So I have water soluble stabilizer, and note back here, I'm missing a piece of it because I knocked over my sparkling water, and it is water soluble. Look, it made a hole in there. So be careful with that. All right, so I have a piece of white batting using the water soluble stabilizer. This is in a 5x7 hoop. I chose to do the 5x5. There are multiple sizes that you can do. So let's go ahead, and we're going to do a tack down stitch. And I already know it's going to fit there, so I'm not bothering to do extra stitches. And what? Oh yeah, well, Sue, put the thread in. Oh my goodness. Let me go back to the beginning. I need thread. I thought I put the thread in. Oh no, it's sitting here on my desk. That's right, I took the blue out from the last one. All right, give me un momento, por favor. And no, I don't speak Spanish. That's about the extent of my Spanish from school a few years ago. Many years ago. All right. All right, let's try this again. Let me fix my thread, foot down. So this is a quick stitch. 8,580 stitches. It says 18 minutes of stitching time. So it's going to stitch our batting down. Then you know the drill. I'm going to trim the batting. And I have my blue and my red thread. White is already in the machine. Okay, so I'm going to take this out and I'm going to trim the batting. Oh, dropsies again today, folks. So any of you that saw my Happy Camper mug rug I did yesterday, when I had the microphone on, I did not realize it was hitting my shirt. So I heard it in the beginning. I didn't listen through the whole video, but I thought people are going to hear it in the beginning and I'm going to get 5,000 messages. There's crackling in your video. Yeah, well, it took like an hour to do and I wasn't about to go back and do it again. So I did put a disclaimer. Now, I had somebody post before that they didn't hear any crackling, so I don't know. But it kind of sounds like someone had a potato chip bag because every time it would rub against my shirt, apparently that's what it was doing. All right, I'm going to get my white fabric, and while I have the hoop out, I'm going to lay my white fabric over the top. It's a 5x7 hoop. So here's my batting. You've all seen that before. Kind of boring. And here is my white fabric. It has a little design in it. And it, of course, has a fold in it. I don't mind that. All right, so let's stitch this down. Oh, that thread came out again. It seems like when I pull the hoop out, I don't know what I do. I'm going to cut the thread, and then I'm going to start over again so I could rethread the needle. I must somehow, when I push the hoop in, I must somehow unthread the needle. This has been an ongoing issue with me. Because you got to figure, all right, let's start this again. The camera's right in front of the embroidery machine. So I am off to the side. And, you know, the machine, trying to look around the camera, I can't really see through the camera because the holder to the camera is in the center of that. So I know I have my issues. So this is going to stitch it down twice. Oh, but anyhow, if you do hear the crackling, I don't know if it's throughout the whole video, but I heard it in the very beginning. I always try to make sure, if anything else, I don't know, that wants to stitch it down again. But we'll go ahead and stitch it down again. I guess the first one was for the outline, then the batting, then the fabric, so let it go again. I try to listen to the very beginning just to make sure that there is sound. If sound gets funky during the video, I don't sit and watch my whole video. I only watch the very beginning to make sure I have sound. Now again, I am wearing the microphone. I tried to clip it so that it wasn't hitting anything. I have a V-neck shirt on today, so I'm hoping that it's not rubbing up against my shirt, that you can hear me, that I'm trying to cover all the bases. So I know I'm never going to make everybody happy all the time, but hopefully a few of you will be happier. Okay, I'm going to change the thread to blue. And then, of course, I'm going to have to change the thread to red. And then I'm going to have to change it back to blue. So 4 changes of thread, but only 3 thread colors. If you choose to make it other colors, go ahead. You can. It's your design. All right, so here we go. So today's date, it's actually the day before Memorial Day, is May 28th, 2023, depending on when you're watching this. And it's 3:25 in the afternoon. It's a Sunday, and I just thought, you know, I'm not really doing anything, so I made the design, and I thought, you know, this is a good opportunity for me to possibly teach you something new instead of always just doing these mug rugs, and you know, maybe you'll learn something new. So if you have the capabilities on your embroidery machine to go ahead and embellish your design with your add-on, go ahead and do it. Why not? All right, I'm going to change my thread to red. So if you could tell, I sound much better today. I slept much better last night from this cold or allergies, or I don't know what I have. I still have that bad cough, but it's not as severe as it had been before. So now this is going to stitch where the star is going to go. So that's going to be an applique, and I have a small piece of red left over, and I'm hoping that this is going to fulfill the star void. But I do feel much better today. The postnasal drip has slowed down quite a bit. The sore throat isn't as severe. The congestion's clearing up. So I say all those are positives. And there goes the motorcycle across the bridge. I don't know, these motorcycles, they just, my son's a motorcycle rider. They just make me so dang nervous. I'm just gonna leave that thread there. So now here's our star. So you want to put your fabric over the top, make sure everything is covered. I saw another design which I've done before in the past, and it's another mug rug, but it's actually a mug. Oh, what am I doing? Wait, hold on. Why did it do that? Did I inadvertently hit that? Because I got to do the tack down. Okay, here we go. All right, we have to do the tack down. I don't know if I hit that, how it moved ahead. I don't know. Okay, so it's going to be our star. But I was saying, my son is a motorcycle rider. He rides quads, 4x4s, snowmobiles, all those kinds of crazy things. Makes a mom nervous. My goodness. I worked for orthopedic surgeons, and I can't tell you the amount of injuries from all of those fun riders. I mean, I know a car is just as dangerous. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to trim around the star as I chat a little more with you. I know, you know, you can walk out on the street and a bus can hit you, you know, but I don't know. I just think they are so dangerous. So it's actually warming up quite a bit here. It's like in the 80s today. Like I said, today is the day before Memorial Day, so I feel a bit patriotic. I even have a t-shirt on that's patriotic. Actually, I've had this t-shirt for a while. A friend of mine made it for me. It says, "Let Freedom Ring." And it always was too tight on me. And I was going through my closet about a week or two ago, and I came across it. I had never, ever worn it because it was just too tight. I'm going to use my little roller, my sticky roller, the clothes roller over the top to pick up any fuzzy wuzzies. And I actually put it on, and I was like, oh, it fits me. I know I've lost weight. When I look in the mirror, I can see it. I don't know. I think it kind of makes me old looking. Like, you know, growing up, my mom and I used to, you know, because we were a chunky family. Well, the women were. My mom and I used to always say, you know, fat doesn't wrinkle, you know. So, you know, when you're skinny, you know, we used to say, skinny people wrinkle, fat people don't wrinkle. And No, I'm not trying to offend anyone out there in the audience. I mean, I'm not exactly skinny myself. But, you know, you try to be healthy. Whatever size you are, you try to be healthy. You know, eat healthy foods. And actually, I think later I'm going to go make myself a salad because I'm in the mood for a salad. And I think that'll hit the spot with some nice, you know, veggies. And I like putting fruit. I mentioned that in the other video. I like putting fruit in my salad, in my lettuce and all that. So I think that's what's going to be on the agenda. I did some picking before when I got up. I usually have to wait a little bit before I go and I take my medication first thing in the morning because I've noticed sometimes that makes me sick. So I waited and then, you know, took my medication, took my shower, and then had a bagel. And then later on picked on a few things here or there. And I really haven't had lunch yet. So I kind of only really eat something small in the morning and then, you know, something a little bit larger than for dinner, depending on how I feel. If I don't feel hungry, then I just have some fruit or something like that, you know. Sometimes I just, and I never thought I would ever say this, sometimes I just don't feel hungry. And sometimes I feel like I think I'm hungry, and I go to sit down to eat, and I take a couple bites, and I realize, yeah, I could only eat this little bit. And then usually my dog gets the rest. But yeah, that's how it is. But so it is a beautiful day here, and it has been a beautiful day. I can't go out in the direct sunlight because the heat of the sun sets off the alarm for my Optune unit, which is the treatment unit that I wear for my cancer. So I have to wait till it gets cooler out and the sun isn't so direct. And then plus two, I sweat, so my head sweats, and then it sets off alarms as well. So, you know, you learn to deal with these issues when you're using a device that's hopefully saving your life for now. But anyhow, so I hope you're all doing well. Anybody have any plans for Memorial Day? I'll be here, maybe doing another video. Don't have any plans. I'll be home unless something pops up, which as of right now, it's not looking that way, but I'm kind of like waiting for not Memorial weekend, but another weekend for a nice drenching rain. We haven't had a drenching rain. And after the Memorial weekend, I'm hoping that maybe a nice drenching rain will happen. There's something like the smell of rain, you know, and it just seems like the rain comes and washes everything down and everything feels fresh again. So I'm hoping that happens soon, because it's supposed to get a little bit warmer. It's going to be warming up because, you know, it's almost June. You know, it's almost summertime. But we've had such crazy weather here in northeastern Pennsylvania. We really didn't even have like a snowy winter. We had very little snow. And, you know, we had a big 90-some heat wave in, was it April? And then it got real cold. And just a week or two ago, we had frost. It's just crazy. I don't think Mother Nature knows what she wants to do, and or she hasn't taken her medication. Or Mother Nature, Father Nature, whoever it is that does the planning of the weather. They have not taken their medication because I think they're a little bipolar. Just saying. So I hope, you know, whatever you do, I hope you enjoy yourself for the weekend. And those of you that have to work, I'm sorry, but maybe you'll get an extra day somewhere else. Yeah. Let's see. I'm almost done with this now. I love Creative Kiwi because when this gets done satin stitching, she adds on this little, and I call it a whoop-de-doo. It's like a curly kind of, there it goes, over the satin stitch, and I just think it just makes it stand out and look sharp. I love it. Love it, love it. Now I'm going to have to jump ahead to do my lettering and then back up to do the completion. So I will show you how to do that. Because on my screen, USA is the last stitching, but we want to stitch this now before we put the back on. So I will show you how to do that. And again, if you had an editing program, you could align it up for it to stitch, you know, in what's the word I'm looking for? You can stitch it what, oh, you know, setting you want, as far as, you know, stitch here, now, there. You could do the placement with an editing software. But if you have this on your, can't see the thread, on your machine, why not take advantage of it and save yourself some money than buying something that doesn't. Okay, so I just put my white thread in. Now let me move you back over to the screen. All right, so see, my next stitch is going to be putting the backing on, but I want to do my lettering. So right here where it has, let me close this out, where it has the plus and minus down here, I'm going to hit that, and I'm going to plus. So that'll move me ahead to the next one, and I'm going to plus, and there's my letters. Okay, so now I'm going to move you back over, and we're going to stitch our letters, and then we'll go back over there so I can show you how to go back. Now, I'm not an expert. This is just what I do. You know, maybe there's an easier way, but this is easy enough for me. So it's going to stitch the USA. Okay, and then we have our A. Oh, I like that lettering better than the other lettering I used. I think that's more sharp. Or should I say sharper? More sharp or sharper? Okay. I'm going to change my thread. So now it's telling me my design is done, but I'm not done because I got to continue with the backing. Let me put my thread in and then I'll show you. So we're going to go back into the design. As long as you didn't move anything, everything is the same. Okay, so let me move you back over. Let me fix myself before I fall off my chair. So now this is bringing you back to the very beginning of the program. If you go minus, it's going to take you back in the same one we did. So now it's USA, and there's the outline stitch. So there's the star. So the next one is going to be to put the backing on. Okay, so you can go plus and minus in the program. If you stitched an area and you noticed that the stitching wasn't good, you can always plus or minus and go back. You can go back 1 stitch, 10 stitches, 100, 500, or you can add stitches by using these numbers here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead, I'll bring you back over here again. And I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to put my backing on. If there's any of these stray threads, I like to trim them if I could, that are along the outline if it's going to show. All right, so let me get my backing fabric. This fabric is hard to tell because it has this design on it, but it's very faint. Okay, here's the side. I'm going to put my backing fabric on here. This is where I probably pull my thread out all the time. And I know you're probably saying, Sue, you're wasting all that fabric. Well, it's just a scrap anyhow. I'm going to use tape to tape the top and the bottom so that when I go to flip it, I don't end up, flipping the fabric. Okay, I'm going to take a little peek. All right, looks good. So now I'm going to do the stitch of the outline. Let me move you over here a little more. So this is going to tack down the back fabric. Okay, I'm going to take the hoop out of the machine and I'm going to trim around the front and the back. And the last thing we have to do is our satin stitch. Oh, camera's a little too close. So over here to the side, I'm going to do the trimming. Just going to trim around the blue line. I'm going to do my back first so I don't forget. Because believe it or not, I have done that in the past. I cut the front and I was all ready to go. Oh, I have a little fold here in the back. I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to want to. If you do have an issue, like my fabric folded in the back, and I'll show you. I don't really think it looks too bad. It just looks like I folded over my fabric to put this together. I should have been more careful looking at it. Sometimes the white on white, really, you don't notice it. So let me show you what I'm talking about. You see this? It flipped. So I have a fold over, but that's okay. It's on the back. And I'm just going to trim around the front. It's starting to get warm up here. I have my ceiling fan on, but sometimes when the sun comes around, it comes in the back of my house. All day, the house stays cool. And once that comes around to the back of the house, it just heats things up. All right, so here we are. We're all trimmed. Put my hoop back in. Zip you back a little bit. There you go. Tilt you down. Move you back. I don't know what's better. I don't want the arm to hit it. I think that's good. Tilt you a little. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry about all that. Okay, foot down. Nope. Okay, threaded. And now we're going to do the outline stitch. And then folks, we'll be done. So again, this is a free design from Creative Kiwi. I will put the link down below. And if you're wondering, well, where is this down below? Where it says more, show more, something like that. you just click on, there's like a couple, I think there's a couple dots, maybe there's not, I don't know, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. YouTube changes things all the time, and all you have to do is click on that and it will open up information all about everything that I'm doing, you know, whatever I feel is necessary to share with you. I don't share everything because a lot of the videos are repetitious. You know, they're the same thing over and over again. You know, I use the same needle, 7511. I use either cutaway, tearaway, washable, what do you call that? Wash away, whatever you call that, I can't think. Stabilizer. So, I mean, it's all pretty much the same. Now, I just did order some batting through Amazon today, and I also needed some cutaway stabilizer, and I ordered that through Amazon too. And the batting was pretty inexpensive. It's an off-brand, but you know, batting I think is batting, and it's cotton batting. It's not that real poofy stuff that they used to have out years ago, where it was almost like stuffing. This is a nice flat cotton batting. Okay, so now it's going to do the satin stitches, and this takes 8 minutes. It's a lot of satin stitches. 8 minutes to stitch around. But yeah, I think these are a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun to stitch out. And you know, if you don't need another mug rug or coaster, whatever you want to call it, you know, you can take this and put magnets on the back. You could put a hanger on it. Some people, they do holiday trees. You can make up a bunch of these. There's a lot of other designs you can add. Just look what's available. Look what you already have downloaded. Maybe you have, you know, other USA, Patriotic, or make some with just the fabric, you know, different kinds of fabric if you hang them on a holiday tree or something like that. But there's a lot more you can do with these, just other than what they're suggested to be used for. And like I said, if you do that personalization, you give that to someone as a gift, wow, they think that, wow, you are something else. Like, you know, how are you able to do all that? I mean, I have family members that are not crafty at all, and you know, when you give them a handmade gift, they're kind of like, wow, you know, like they think I'm like the Taj Mahal, you know. But I'm not, you know. It's just, anybody can do it, you know. It's just a matter of, you know, taking the steps and trying it out. And, you know, if something doesn't work, then, you know, well, don't do that again, right? And before I end, I want to share with you Mylar. I did a project today with Mylar, and it was made from Mylar. And if you don't know what Mylar is, it's a, I'll pull it out of the bin here. I think I have a scrap left. Yeah, I could hear it. And this design I actually got from, it's a little wrinkled, but this other heart design that I'm going to share with you, I got it from Creative Fabrica. And there's a whole set of Patriotic Mylar designs that you can get. I didn't do the water along the edge, so let me see if I can quick do that with whatever water I have left here in my water brush. So don't mind the edges, but these are really nice. And these are a quick stitch. And they come in different sizes. So if you need smaller ones, a 4x4 hoop, you can do it. You can do it. I think more and more different digitizers are offering 4x4, because I know there's a lot of people out there that, you know, they don't have the big hoops. They, you know, they can't do the big projects. And you almost feel like penalized because, you know, you don't have the big machines. So until maybe the day that you're able to get a big machine, you know, why not still enjoy the art of machine embroidery by just stitching out smaller designs? Oh, there, I think I had just enough water in my water brush to use around the edge. I need a little bit of trim in there. But Mylar is really fun to work with. Now Mylar, you want to make sure the design that you're stitching is made for Mylar, because not all designs work well with Mylar. Did I get all that? Some thread. Alright, I did pretty good. My USA one, I didn't go around the edges of that one either. I don't think I'm going to have enough water in here to do it. But anyhow, if you're still watching and you have not yet subscribed, why not take this time to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It helps me out. It shows YouTube that people are interested in my videos. Then what YouTube does is they share the video to more people. You also can hit the share and copy the link. Maybe you have a friend or friends or family that you feel would be enjoying these videos. Feel free to share and leave a comment down below. The other thing about subscribing is I just had a giveaway, and if you're not a subscriber, you didn't know there was a giveaway, you missed out. I hate anybody to miss out on anything. So don't miss out. Hit subscribe. When you hit subscribe, there'll be little bells, 3 little bells. I believe the top one is all. That's the one you want to click, and make sure you hit the all. Then you'll receive all notifications. If you only hit sometimes, or whatever the other choice is, you're not going to get notified, and you may miss out on something fun. Okay, down the end of this. All right, there we go, folks. We are done. See, that wasn't bad. 37 minutes it's showing, but that's, with all the cutting and everything else. Whoop. All right, let me move you over so I can share with you a few more things. Oops, cord got caught. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, so here was the original one that we did, and here's the one in the hoop, and on the back here is where I had that little fold over, but it just looks like a seam. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to take my scissors, and don't mind my desk. You can see a lot of it. Just trimming if there's any type of loose threads anywhere to trim. And I'm going to pop this out of the hoop. And again, this is water soluble stabilizer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, there you are. I'm going to trim close to, but not, hitting the stitching at all, just close to, because I'm going to go ahead with, you can go with a Q-tip or your finger or a water brush if you have that, a little paintbrush, and just wet that and go along the edges, and any of this stabilizer that's on here will go away. It just dissolves. Okay, so here's the one that the stabilizer is gone, and here's the one I just did. And here's the backs. Now I could have, if I wanted to, made the bobbin the same color as the front. Then you wouldn't get that white, but who sees that? So let me show you. This is Mylar. Now it's a little wrinkled. It's not normally this wrinkled. I had this piece in the trash. So this is Mylar. And what you do with that is, here's a heart that was done with Mylar, and I have some Patriotic fabric on the back. And what you do with this is you stitch it down onto your project, and then you stitch over it. And what it does is it gives you that shimmery effect. But you have to make sure the design that you're using is made for Mylar. Otherwise, if it's very dense, you're not going to see any of the Mylar. This is a more open stitch so you can see it. But I'm hoping you could see that little shimmer. And this was part of a package of designs on Creative Fabrica. I'll try to remember to put it in the description. So if you're not yet a member of Creative Fabrica and you're wondering, well, what is that? Oh, I'm telling you, that's opening up a can of worms, because there is thousands and thousands and thousands of designs, not just machine embroidery, but lots of other crafty, you know, if you like to sew, if you like to crochet, all sorts of things. I can't even mention everything, but I will put the link for this design, and if you use the link, it's an affiliate link, so I make a couple dollars on that. But anyhow, these are so fun to stitch. So go head on over to Creative Kiwi. Is that the name? Oh my gosh, I just lost it in my head. Creative Kiwi, and download your design and personalize it. Or if you don't want to, it'll just be a red star in the center. And go make some. You'll have it just in time for your memorial festivities for tomorrow, right? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly do appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to spend a little bit of it with me. Enjoy the rest of your day, your holiday, your weekend, your week. And until next time, happy stitching. Bye for now.